Hey everyone, Arica here, and welcome to my last part of my stretch class. This is also my favorite part, so I like to save the best for last. This is usually the hardest part, depending on different people's flexibility and strength. It still is a lot of stretch based movement, but there is the use of some strengthening exercises as well. Most of this section we're going to do facing our mat. So find a nice spot. I'm in a different room today. Wanted to try something different, and also as it warms up outside, my bedroom gets really hot and this room stays cool. So let's do it. You ready, Lydia? So we're gonna go ahead and start on our belly. Stretch your fingertips away from toes. Then we'll just go into a little cobra. You can roll out your head and neck if you don't have a Lydia trying to kiss you. Hey, baby girl. Meow. Then you can go all the way into a up dog. So bring those hands close to your rib cage, push all the way up. Option to keep those thighs glued together. Make sure you're extending nice and long, so you're not sinking down and cutting off your neckline here, but you're keeping it really nice and elongated. You can roll out again. And you can tap your hips out side to side, right and left. Hey, bitty butt. Then we'll send it up to tabletop. We're doing some cat-cows here, so exhale, contract, glue the belly button to the spine. And then reach head away from tail. Again. And then you can do head to tail connection circles. One way and then the other. And we'll walk it back down to our bellies. Okay. From here, we're going to reach back for our ankles if we can. Deep breath in and exhale. On your next breath, lift everything up off the mat. You can rock this side to side or front to back if that feels good. And release. Pressing it back up. Doing a nice circle. And bring it down for one more. Reaching back, grabbing those ankles. Deep breath in. Exhale. And lift it up. And release. Sometimes I like to take an extra spiral here, especially if I'm doing the stretch independent of a fuller class. So you can roll up to one side, bend the knee, reach that opposite arm back behind you. You can play with having the arm bent, moving it through the space, just having it down. You can add weight on that top leg. You can look back at the hand, or you can sort of look back and forth. And then I come on my belly, same thing other side. When you're finished, we'll stretch those fingertips away from the toes again. Moving through tabletop again. One more time for cat and cow. And sitting back into child's pose. From here, we're going to keep our right arm right out in front of us. Our left arm's going to thread through. Take a nice shoulder stretch. If you can't feel it, walk your right fingertips back behind your head until you can. Some other things to check in on, make sure your abdominals are engaged. Every once in a while I do put pressure on the hand that's on the ground and pull away because that feels good. It's just a different stretch, so it's up to you if you want to try that. And we'll switch, same thing other side. Coming back through neutral position. And then keeping those feet together and sending the knees out to our frog stretch. So there's many different ways that you can do this. And again, I would just check in and see what feels right for your body. You can send those hips down. So you're putting the tail close to the heel, or you can be in the middle, or you can be higher, or you can kind of move through all of those. When you're ready, bringing those knees back into neutral. And we're going to send everything up to down dog. So from here, when we first arrive, I like to just take some time to explore. So you can take a walk, as they say in yoga, which is just pedaling your feet. You can add a little bit more movement to really explore here in your down dog. Just kind of think about it as a structured improv. I also sometimes like to work through my feet. So if you take Ashriel's Afro Jazz Modern, you know that we do this exercise on Wednesday nights. But it's a little bit different when you're inverted and weight bearing in your hands, so it's kind of cool. So I like to go plie, forced arch, releve, drop my heels, again, plie, forced arch, releve, and then I send it back up. So I releve, plie, heels drop, back to lengthen, releve, plie, heels drop, and relax. From here, we're going to center up our left foot just a little bit and send our right leg up as high as it can possibly go. So when I say that, that means allow your hip to open. Don't keep it in parallel like we do in yoga class. Then you have the option to bend your knee, let gravity stretch you. If you've been practicing for a while, you can even try to take that right arm off and balance. I also like to maintain a straight leg sometime and send it back. It gives me a really unique stretch in my abdominals that I can't normally achieve in any other way. From there, we're going to bend that knee in to meet the other knee. So now our hips are square. Send that leg straight back, parallel to the horizon. And then we're going to walk it forward to our plank. Let that right leg just hover over the mat. If you want an extra challenge, you can tap to your left arm, tap to your right arm, bring it back neutral, and then we're going to high cross on the left leg. So the right leg is really tucking in here. Next up, we create some space between our hands, placing that right leg down to pigeon. Might take you a little time to get situated here. It takes me some time. So I'm normally getting comfortable, making sure I'm in my right proper form. And after that, I want to open my sternum a little bit. If you have more back flexibility, feel free to take a big arch here. No matter where you are flexibility-wise, just think about opening the sternum to the sky and breathe. Then we're going to relax it over. So you can stay here in your pigeon stretch, or there's a couple of variations. So number one, if you just want a deeper attack, you can take that left arm, thread it through, take that right arm behind the body, try to reach for that right big toe, make a connection, and breathe. In addition to that, if you're practicing your splits, now would be the time to send that right leg out. So if you don't have your full splits, but you're working toward them, then you just find that nice parallel position. keep your body propped up by your arms, but try not to like tense up everything and get tense in your neck, head, and shoulders. Really try to create space in all the joints. And I'll sometimes like heel toe closer and closer and closer to the ground. So if you are in your split, you're gonna place your hands on the inside that split. Go to the back foot. Really use your muscles here to swing it around to get back to your plank position. If you're in pigeon, you just simply place your hands down, turn that leg into parallel like the other leg, and everybody meets in down dog. So again, this is another opportunity to explore. You can even step one leg out and take a big stretch. Step the other leg out and take a big stretch. You can do anything you want in this down dog. And if you want to work through those feet again, you go plie, lift the heels, straighten the legs, drop the heels again, and then we reverse it, so we releve, bend the knees, hit the heels, and lengthen again. We're going to take that right leg and center it up a little bit. This time, the left leg goes all the way up as high as it can go. Let that hip open. Option to bend the knee. Option to find your balance by removing that left arm and trying to lengthen it parallel to the ground. And then again, you can also keep the leg straight and send it behind you if you like that. Bending that left knee and bringing those knees down to meet, so checking in with your hips, making sure they're square, and then sending that left leg straight back. So every different stretch you move through here, you should feel the stretch up the back of the straight or supporting leg moving. Then we're going to walk it forward to our plank, and we're just hovering, left leg over our mat. Option to tap down, one side and then the other. High cross on the right. Making sure there's space between those hands, setting down that left leg into pigeon. So again, taking your time to adjust when you get down here. Pigeon does come easy to some people, but most people it's pretty difficult. So I'm always trying to find that proper alignment down here. Then I open my sternum, take a few breaths here. And relax and release everything forward. So some of us stay here and some of us are doing the variations. So if you're coming with me, you can take that right arm and thread it through. Take that left arm behind you, reaching over for that left big toe and hold. You can stay where you are, or if you're practicing splits, go ahead and go to that now. Even if you're like me and one side comes easier than the other, if you do practice splits on one side, I highly recommend you do it on the other side, just so you're working both sides equally. We're already naturally pretty asymmetrical, but we want to try to level it out in our practices when possible. Again, if you're in the splits, you can place your hands on the inside, going up to that back leg. Take that left one all the way back until you're in a nice plank position. If you stayed in pigeon here, place your hands down, move through parallel. We all meet in down dog. From here, starting at the tail, we're gonna roll through like we're folding our body onto the ground, dropping the hips, sending them back, shoulder rolls back, option to bring those elbows, option to bring the full body, and slide it out to down dog. One last time. Keeping your feet planted and really sturdy. We don't want to rock right and left. We want to keep everything from our hips down super stable and strong. And we're just going to slowly walk our hands to our feet. You can grab the back of the head. You can soften the knees. You can swing it right and left. You can shake yes and no. You can grab your elbows and do figure eights. You can step on your hands. And when you're all finished, you're going to plie, bend the knees, slowly roll up one vertebra at a time. And at the top, we're going to bend the right knee and roll down on the right side. Bend the left knee, roll up on the left side. And reverse, bend the left knee. And bend the right. Interlocking those fingers behind your back, lengthening through to straight elbows and lifting up. You can stay here. You can have a friend assist you and pull those arms up behind you if you're doing partner stretch, or you can take a forward fold. Soften the knees when you need to. And release, roll up if you folded forward. Last time to roll those shoulders back. And cross those arms in front of the body and open. And you can do diagonals if you want. And rolling up the head. And that's it. That's my favorite part of stretch class. Thanks for joining me today, guys.